Welcome to the 24K Life Podcast. I'm your host, Derick Gant. The 24K Life Podcast is your gateway to a golden life. You know what? We like to believe with everything inside of us that we deliver individuals, institutions, ideas, techniques, tools, habits, and solutions that will help you improve your life. You know, the 24K Life is about helping you become your absolute best so that you can create the value you know it is inside, bring it outside, share it with the world so that you can not only live your best life, but you can be inside of your best life. Now, whether you're listening at the gym, on your way to work, or if you're just chilling at home, we hope that you will enjoy our next guest. We have something that we have no idea what it is. It's super interesting. It is outside the norm, and we have Tom Pandino that is going to educate us on Scalar lighting. So with that, let me introduce Tom. Tom, how are you, sir?
I am well. Thanks for the invite. Good to be here.
Absolutely. So before we get into your unique services and solutions, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've spent my life researching energy. It's known as scalar energy, scalar light. And I've done that because I believe this energy has great prospect for mankind. It's the energy of the stars. And that's the focal point of my discussion today. Researching this light source, the energy of the stars, that I believe will provide one day free energy for mankind.
Well, let's back up a little bit. How did you get there? How did you get to researching scalar lighting?
It's been a long, arduous journey. Well worth it. I started as a youngster reading about Nikola Tesla. In theory, I wanted to...
So wait a second. We're going to flow in this interview just in case you didn't know. So I didn't even know the name Nikola Tesla until I was probably in my late 30s. You're a kid. How did you know about Nikola Tesla?
Well, thank you. I was well read, and I was always probing. I always wanted to know. And I started reading about Tesla, I think I was 11 or 12 years of age. And I said to myself, this man's a genius. He's brilliant. And what he was trying to do was introduce a new way of living. You know, technology, what's the point of technology? It improves our lifestyle. So even though we're going to have a scientific discussion today, it extrapolates into what? Improving our fabric of life.
Absolutely. Now, he got a lot of pushback. I mean, he got a lot of, he had a couple challengers. He got some pushback. You know, there's some debating who's on first, who's on second. How did you decide that he was the brilliant one and not Edison and not Franklin? How did you, and I'm with you. I think the dude is brilliant. I think that he's got stuff that we don't know that they hid. He created the source for free energy that no one can replicate. So I'm with you on it. I'm just trying to figure out how you landed on him at such an early age.
You know, I landed on him because I saw how industrious he was and how he did not need to copy anybody. Many of those inventors were copying in Tesla, and you know that to attribute to his genius. So it was Tesla who was the original thinker. Edison, for instance, wanted DC electricity. Well, in an application, that's very impractical. Today, we only work with DC electricity with batteries. Mm-hmm. So Tesla was right. We should work with alternating currents, not direct currents. So what's the point here? Tesla was right on all the time. He never made gigantic mistakes. I see many inventors, they just were too short-sighted. They made significant mistakes.
So when we did our pre-interview, and for those of you that don't know, I pre-interview everybody, and it's not like to figure out what they're really talking about. It's to figure out if they're sane, if they can communicate well, if they're good, if they're a potentially great guest. And we did a little interview in our pre-interview, and we didn't talk a lot about it because I didn't want to talk too much before we got here so that I could be, surprised like the rest of our listeners. But I did make a comment, and I don't remember everybody that I pre-interviewed when we actually do the interview, but I remember I said, dude, I'm surprised that you're not worried about your life, man. They don't want free energy. You're messing with a lot of people's pockets.
You're absolutely right. Now, consider what Tesla envisioned, what I envision today. Instead of drilling for oil, we simply tap into the stars. There's a big difference. And the stars are free. Oil is not free. So this leads to a new way of living. Free energy, the energy of the stars without pollution, is a new way of living. Now, what I am introducing will rub some people the wrong way. Well, that's just too bad. This is a new technology.
It's only going to rub the money grabbers the wrong way. The rest of us want to know what you're going to tell us.
Yeah, thank you. Well, right now, I have perfected this technique locally. I can generate a scalar wave locally, and it's just a matter of time that I can take that local wave and then broadcast it 1 million miles away or light up a building. So I'm working on that. I'll let you know when I can light up a building.
Well, let's just talk about what you can light up. Tell us a little about what you've been able to harness right now.
Okay. So I'm in my laboratory for a reason. Behind me is a scalar light instrument. I want to quickly demonstrate that this instrument is now functioning. And if you look at it closely, there's no moving parts. Why? Because scalar energy does not rely upon kinetic energy. We're not creating the kinetic energy. There's no moving parts. The stars are the kinetic energy. These Tesla coils are pulsing scalar energy to the extent that I could illuminate a light bulb in my hand.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's an example that we have free energy in my laboratory. Here's another viewpoint. This fluorescent tube in the factory packaging, and under the influence of scalar energy, it lights up. So what am I trying to demonstrate? That this is a functioning instrument that's animating objects, in this case, animating light bulbs. Well, not only do I animate light bulbs, but I can animate photographs of people. And I can improve what I call informational health or quantum health.
So you told me, and I erroneously didn't do it, and it's all my fault. Now I regret it to the heavens to send you a picture, right? You told me to send you a picture. So I'm going to do this today. I'm telling the world I'm doing it today. When you get this picture, what are you going to do with it, and what's it going to tell you?
Now, that's a good point. So people will email me a photograph, and as you mentioned, I worked with this photograph, and you're going to email me your photograph, and I actually print the photograph out on a piece of paper, and I place it in the quantum field. Now, to appreciate that, my photograph, which is my signal, which is my aura or my energy field, is experiencing the same amount of energy as that light bulb is. In other words, if I can light up a light bulb, I can animate the information field of a person. So when people send me their photographs, I light up their force field with scalar energy. This is the new science in which we don't work with people, we work with energy fields. Now, to give the audience for instance, we're having this discussion through our computers. Obviously, you're not in my computer, I'm not in your computer. I can see you at a distance, Derick. You can see me through my computer. Well, likewise, when people send me a photograph, which is an image, just like the image that I see now in my computer, I work with the force field, the energy field of the image. So to be clear, this is a new science in which I can find disease signatures on a photograph and negate disease signatures in the informational realm.
So now this is a layman, so you can laugh at me and it won't hurt my feelings. But if you were to ask me what I take away from what you just said, I understand what you said, but let me go to a different space. I would think that when you hold that picture up to the Tesla tube, that you will be reading the information of the paper, not the image of the person. Now, I said I was a layman, so
you're right. You're right. You're right. So,
wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You said I was right. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're a genius. Everything on this paper will be deciphered, identified. When my photograph is inside the scalar energy instrument, my, if you will, aura or my information field, my body, soul, my mind will be interpreted, as well as the shirt I'm wearing, as well as the background. So this is what scalar energy really entails. It's a perfect information system. So imagine if the sun was shedding its light upon this photograph. Everything would be, if you will, inundated with sunlight, including my shirt, my face, my DNA, the background.
Right.
So this is the all-encompassing activity of scalar energy, which floods the universe. And the stars, our sun, flood the universe with scalar energy. That's how important this is. It's not one specific particle. No, it's an omnipresence. It's the energy of the universe.
So to continue on my question and my thought process, I'm going to send you a picture, but I'm sending it to you digitally, right? So I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to email it to you.
Very good.
You're going to print it on your paper
Yes.
with your energy field.
Yes, correct.
How does my energy field from a digital image get to you that you're going to print? I'm assuming you're going to print it to hold up to the mechanism, and then you're going to be able to give me a reading about something about me.
That's correct. Whether it's my photograph or the photograph of 100 people or Derick's photograph, everybody has a specific informational system code. Everybody has unique energy. My force field is different than Derick's force field. When a photograph shows a person, it's peculiar, it's specific to their energy field, to their force field. Now, this is the nature of scalar energy. It's not only going to be used to illuminate the world, but it can also be used as an information system, a perfect information system. See, I work with light. There's no human reasoning. And when I place my photograph inside, or anybody's photograph inside the light instrument, the instrument will adjudicate, will find, will identify each person through their information field.
Okay. So what information do you extract from the information field?
That's right. So now we're moving into application. The instrument, the energy, does all the work. The instrument will not only identify disease, but negate it.
Okay.
This energy is perfect information, and it sends perfect information into our energy field, not our biological field, into our energy field. And that download of energy will perfect disease, will perfect, say, an autoimmune condition, will eradicate an autoimmune condition, will look for, say, the herpes virus and negate the herpes virus. We'll look for the disease signature of cancer or a tumor and negate the disease signature of cancer or a tumor.
Okay, so since there is no, I'm going to say use the word parameter. Again, I admit I'm a layman, so if I use the wrong words, you have to forgive me, or at least help me. So as a layman, and because scalar energy is so vast, star energy is so vast,
Yes.
I send you the picture, you can illuminate it, you can see my map, okay, my information, what do you call it, my information field,
Yes.
okay? But you could also heal it the same way you can identify it, or do I need to be there? I mean, what's the application from the actual, there's the identification, and then you're saying there's the healing.
That's correct.
So what's the healing side?
It's inbuilt. Good point. When a photograph is received, I place it in the instrument. So the instrument immediately identifies and negates, or begins to negate, a disease signature.
Mm-hmm.
The energy is perfect. Let me demonstrate it this way. I'm going to show you a photograph of the scalar wave. This is a scalar wave. It's a double helix. That's perfect energy. If it's perfect energy, I believe it's divine. It's perfect intelligence. Now imagine that perfect energy entering into my information field. Again, everything we do is non-physical. It's information. So the information of this perfect scalar wave is downloaded into me, thereby identifying disease signatures and negating disease signatures, because disease signatures are not wanted, and it's not part of the perfect information. A disease signature is imperfect. Scalar energy is perfect. So when you overcome an imperfect signal with a perfect waveform, you're doing what? You're getting rid of, you're negating disease.
So I understand that. Thank you for the clarity. The images helped tremendously.
Yes.
So for those who didn't understand my question, I really asked him, he can heal me from afar. That's what I was really asking him. And he just answered. So my next question is going to be, during this download, since I have a specific signature, so you're saying there's 8 billion people, at least on the planet Earth.
Correct.
8 billion different
Yes.
information. So mine is mine, and
Correct.
my scalar solution is coming to me, and you just need to tap into the signal.
That's absolutely correct. Very good. That's brilliant. Exactly. And now you see the point here. Without a satellite, without need of any computer engineering, a photograph contains a person's, let's say, soul, mind, and body, all of their signatures, all of their information. Right. And this instrument, this energy, will find each person, their energy field, and send the proper information into their soul, mind, and body.
Because,
on account of the fact, because the energy is perfect.
No. It's not automatically doing it, so there's a reason why it's going to do it, because you're going to do something.
With the instrument, that's correct. Why can I make these statements? Because I have an instrument that creates or recreates that double helix, that spiral of perfection. This is not electricity. My instruments are not electrical. This is a different branch of physics in which we take non-physical intelligence imparted into a person, their energy field, their force field, and the result is perfect detection of disease, and then eradication, or in some measure, negation of a disease signature.
All right, so here's my next question. And this is why I didn't ask you a lot before, because I knew they were going to come flying in. So is it limited to just disease and disease healing? Why not mindset? Why not, perfect harmony?
That's where I'm going. I eventually want to expand upon my work. I eventually want to be able to download information into our mind. Keep in mind, all of my work is non-physical. It's not a chemical. So why can't I take this perfect energy and produce perfect intelligence? Or perfect memory?
Perfect health, perfect intelligence.
Yes. That's what. So to be clear with your audience, we're not working with the physical body. This has nothing to do with medicine. We're working with the instructions of the universe.
Yeah, but if we assume, let me back up again. I apologize. We're not assuming. We know that we're all made up of energy.
That's right.
Right? So I get what you're saying. You don't have to work with the body, because we're all energy that, is moving at a different vibration to create solids, to create liquids, to create, spirits. So you're saying that is possible to. So what about the Akashic records?
That's the same thing.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, you get it.
I get it.
That's a different description of scalar energy. The Akashic record contains all the information of the universe. Some people call that the all-seeing eye. Some people call that scalar light. Others might call that the matrix. There has to be an information system for the universe. Okay, let's just be blunt. If we look at the universe, there has to be something directing it. Everything from a star to a hand to your car to your living room to the elements on the periodic table. Right? Everything needs intelligence, instructions. First comes the instructions, then we see the physical manifestation.
Right.
This is the grand instructions of the universe. This instrument will decide blueprints of the universe. Right. If an architect starts with blueprints, what does he wind up with? That architect, he or she winds up with a physical building.
Absolutely.
I don't work with the physical building. I don't work with people in the flesh. I work with non-physical information at the Akashic record level.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. All right, so let's get into this before I lose you. So you're offering a 15-day free trial to the 24K Life community and listeners. Yes. What does that mean? What's going to happen?
Okay. Why do I do that? First of all, I prove myself. This is a new science. By the way, my work has never been duplicated, so I have to introduce this And how do I do that? Through 15 days of free sessions. So when you send us your photograph, when you email us your photograph, once again, we just need a bus shot. For 1 hour, we're going to balance your chakras. This energy so strong, it will balance our 7 chakras.
Okay.
Why do I say that? Because people are happier after we work with them. If a chakra spins, it spins on account of the fact that scalar energy spins. So follow my consecution. The proper spin of a scalar wave will reintroduce the proper spin to our 7 vortices, our 7 chakras.
Right.
Our chakras are composed of scalar energy, so why not use light to download into light? All of this is non-physical. Our chakras are non-physical, but they are points of information for us as human beings. 1 hour a day, we balance the chakras. The next hour a day, I source for, I identify microbes, toxins, and I negate viruses, bacteria, and toxins, as well as the disease signals of, say, autoimmune disease, the disease signal of cancer. And then the remaining 22 hours a day, I, if you will, download the intelligence of nutrients. This instrument can download vitamins or minerals by way of energy into our force field. And that's it.
Okay. So for those that are listening, those ones that are at the gym, you're working out, you're figuring out what we're talking about here. You can go to www.scalar. Am I saying that right?
Yep,
scalarlight.com. And it's SCALAR light.com/free-trials. Now, I'm going to put it in the show notes. So if you are listening, just go to the show notes. But you can go to scalarlight.com/free-trials. And he's going to give you a 15-day free trial for what we are actually talking about. So I had this led to another question. So we have this amazing audience. This is going to take off like wildfire. 20 people are going to email you pictures.
That's fine.
You talked about an hour with this, an hour with this, 22 hours with that. What actually happens? You don't have enough time to do each individual. Do you take a stack of them, and what's going to happen?
That's right. At the end of the day, yesterday I printed out probably 1,000 photographs.
Okay.
So I take these photographs and I can stack them up in my instrument. The instrument can easily accommodate 2-3 million photographs at a time.
Okay.
Today I was working with 500,000 photographs. In the quantum field, I don't work with people. I have to be very clear. I work with your energy field, which is different. This is not medical science.
Right.
It's the new science of information, scalar information.
So you that answers the question. So because I was getting confused, what are people saying?
Most people feel better after 15 days of free sessions. They feel something. Now it's difficult because obviously the energy is invisible, and you're simply submitted your photograph to me, and you have to gauge how you feel. Most people say that they sleep. Their sleep is if you will, more meaningful without interruption. People say that their sinus is clear. Many people say that they no longer wake up with bacterial plaque on their mouth. Others say that their fingernails are stronger after this session. There's so many outcomes.
Okay. And so what happens after the 15 days? Are you emailing? Well, forget the 15 days. What happens? I email you the picture, and I should have did this shit, and this is totally my fault. I should have, and I'm supposed to, and I got busy and forgot. That way I could answer this for everybody, like firsthand experience. And you told me to do it, and I totally dropped the ball. So what should I expect? I'm going to send you my picture, and you're going to put me on a page with 3,000 other people. You're going to put me into your system. I'm going to feel better. Then what happens?
We leave it up to people. I want to treat the world by way of their photograph for free for at least 15 days.
Okay.
After that, I have to allow this to grow. There has to be a grassroots movement, and the people have to speak and if you will, promote this on their own.
Okay.
I'm a researcher. And by the way, there's only one researcher in this company, and it's me. Why? Because this is so esoteric. I don't think anybody's ever reproduced my results.
Yeah, I told you should be on Joe. Didn't I say you should be on Joe Rogan? Did I say that? I think I did.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm with you, and I'm glad I'm with your audience. So what's the point? Again, people, I'm following the footsteps of Tesla. I've studied Tesla. I've recreated essentially one of his instruments. It works. I follow the laws of science. Go to our website and read 3,000 testimonies on our website. This works. People feel better. Can I explain it? Well, this 40-minute conversation is too short of a time frame to explain it. But that's the point. I want to introduce it by the free trial.
Okay, I get that. But after so I hit you up and I go, man, okay, I don't know what's the what, but I'm feeling 24K, baby. I thought I was 24K before, but I'm feeling 24K right now. For real. What's next? Do you continue to do some things? What happens?
After the 15 days, we leave it up to the people. Now,
okay.
It's my point of view never to push. Okay. I want people to digest this, and I want people to consider what just.
Let's just play devil's advocate. I'm a believer.
Okay.
I hit you up. I'm a believer. What's next?
What's next? Go to the website. We have a program for $89 a month. Okay. And you just practice as you see fit. There's no long-term commitment. I don't believe in that.
When you say practice as you see fit, what does that mean? I keep sending you pictures, or what happens?
Let's say you want to for 3 or 4 months. Send us your photograph. We'll treat you for 3 or 4 months. And then you just say, well, discontinue my program. We'll do so. It's up to you.
But tell me what you mean. So are you saying you're going to continue to put my photo in the machine? Or is it a new photo? Is it the same photo?
It could be the same photo. It could be a different photo.
Why would it be a different photo if I had this unique signature? Why would you need a different photo?
Because
I'm telling you, I did it.
Because your photograph, regardless of your photograph or how old your photograph is or how many different photographs you have, it's only one signature.
That's my point. That's why I was asking. So basically the program is we're going to continue to put you in play in our machine.
If you want.
It's you. I'm a believer, so I feel better. So I'm signing up. I'm paying the $89. You keep putting me in as long as I pay the $89, and I keep feeling better. Yes. And until I don't feel anything different, I can stay in the program.
That's correct.
Correct. All right, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And again, to underscore the matter, why do I do that? I want to give away 50 days of free sessions because I have to introduce this to a broad population. So the greater number of people that participate, then the people will speak. There'll be some type of groundswell of support.
I'm just confused. I'm trying to figure out why you don't sell the machine.
Well, it's so difficult.
Is it?
Yeah, and frankly, to put the cards on the table here, I don't want this to get into the wrong hands. This is very, very powerful. Let me, as an aside, Tesla developed these scalar energy instruments. He would never release the schematics to anybody. Okay. Because you're controlling nature.
Right.
I'm going to repeat that. Scalar energy is a first principle. It's the energy that governs the universe. If I can govern the universe with scalar energy or some facet of that, then that gives me incredible control.
Right. Okay, I get it. Most people that I interview when we get off the recording, they say, "Oh my God, I had so much fun with you." And I would tell you, I've had so much fun with you. This has been great.
Got a great attitude.
Oh, thank you, bro. All right, so listen, if you are interested, and you should at least be interested, it's friggin' free. Go to www.scalarlight.com/free-trials. And just test it out. Email your picture in, see what happens for the 15 days, and go from there. I mean, I think that the world is waking up to the things that we're talking about. I've personally never heard of this, but I've heard of similar. No, I shouldn't even say similar. I've heard of like the Akashic Records. I understand the concepts. Obviously, I wouldn't have been able to interview you, and we would have been able to chop it up and connect. Now, let me tell you one thing, or let me share one thing. So, did you watch the Joe Rogan interview with Terrence Howard?
I did not.
Oh my God, bro! You've got to go watch that interview. When you get, it's long as fuck, but when you get some time, go check it out. Now, the only reason why I bring that up is because Terrence Howard, by the way, the reason why I bring it up is because what made me more of a believer of his is that he had a team of scientists. So I'm not saying you should go get a team, Because it sounds like you want to protect the integrity of the technology. But it did help because what you're talking about is so esoteric that it helped me become a believer in what he was talking about. Not what you're talking about, but it's in the same spectrum. And it just helped me be a believer when he said he had a team of scientists and researchers and they've been testing all this stuff. It just helped. That's all I wanted to add.
Okay, that's a good point. But here's the drawback. This is such a new science.
Yeah.
You have to start at no hard feelings at first grade to understand this. 50 years ago, I started at first grade. Now, the problem that we're having right now is very few scientists that pursue this. Very few scientists understand this. And if you want to pursue this, that's great, but you have to start at first grade.
So you're saying that the opportunity to partner or to do those type of things is very difficult because nobody wants to back up and start, where they need to start.
Thank you. You have to start at first grade. And I'm not saying that to begrudge anybody or to be condescending. 50 years ago, I started and I had to learn Tesla and another scientist by the name of Hieronymus. And to be clear, scalar physics is not electromagnetic physics. There's many experts with electromagnetic physics. There's very few who have any expertise with scalar physics. The two are different.
So you're well read and you've done your homework. I'm going to put out there that there's been innumerable situations and circumstances where people on opposite sides of the planet have come up with the same information within months of each other. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so so don't you think that there's somebody else working on this somewhere that's as close as you are?
Please, I wish that were the case. Now, I've looked through the internet and I don't see anybody with an instrument anywhere similar to this. So if that's the case, if I have a contemporary, wonderful. Believe me, I want this to be widespread, but I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet. Okay. Well, this podcast is going to be the impetus to introducing more people to scalar lighting and potentially identify your, what did you call them? Your counterpart, or you didn't go counterpart, but whatever you called them.
Fellow researcher.
Your fellow researchers to connect with you so that you guys can chop it up in a conversation that none of us would ever understand.
Yeah. I'm going to share this with your audience.
All right, let's do it.
This is all about proof. I'm going to hold up an image. This is a photograph from a clinic in Delhi, India. Om Prakash HIV clinic in Delhi, India. We've worked with over 5,000 people through their photographic forestry. How do I do that? If a person has HIV, I simply take a photograph of HIV and I find the HIV virus and I decode it in the information field. So in other words, a photograph of HIV will help me identify, eradicate, decode, remove, negate the virus. After I've worked with these people and they had a follow-up PCR test, not one person has a viral load for HIV.
That's crazy. That is so incredibly wonderful, man. So is it a one-time treatment or is it a multiple treatment?
It only takes one session.
Based on what you're telling me, the strategy is that it has to be one session.
Yes, because it's information. You see, I'm not working with flesh and bones. I'm working with the energy field. Here's a PCR test from one of the individuals.
Hold on a second. Let me blow that up for everybody. Okay, go ahead.
From Delhi, India. After being positive with the HIV virus, after our scattering sessions, this individual sent us a PCR test, a follow-up PCR test. After we treated their photograph, this individual has no viral load. To this day, this individual has never had any viral load since our sessions. The individual has no symptoms of HIV.
Let me ask you this question. What if, I shouldn't say this on my podcast. What if I sent you my cousin's picture who's having a problem?
We like adults to make their decision. That's why I give away the 50-day sessions.
All right. So I could send his picture for him.
I'd rather not.
Will it work?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I'm going to give the audience this, for instance. I've worked with animals. Now, animals don't have the placebo effect, or at least they don't think the way we do. I've worked with kangaroos in Australia. Kangaroos in Australia that had bacterial infection. After a month of working with kangaroos in Australia, the kangaroo recovered. The kangaroo feels better. Now, can you explain that by way of electromagnetic theory? No. Is that medical science? No. I don't know of any dentist that works with photographs. Do you know any surgeon that ever performed surgery on a photograph? No. This is not dentistry. This is not medical science. This is not surgery. This is the new science of non-physical information specific to the scalar energy force field. It has nothing to do with Newtonian physics.
Okay. I'm with you, man. Well, I've enjoyed every second of this, and I can't wait to test it out. I'm going to send you my picture today, and I'm going to have everybody I know send you their picture to try it out, and we are going to start a new wave of a new era of healing and community. So thank you so much, Tom, for sharing your information. Thanks for recording this from your lab so that we could see the things that you're doing. It's been a real treat. Thank you.
My pleasure. I enjoyed myself. Thank you.
All right, hold on 1 second. All right, you all, send your pictures in. ScalarAlight.com/free trials. Send it in. I'm sending mine in. Well, as soon as we finish, I'm going to send my picture in. I just forgot to do it. But now I'm excited about doing it, and I hope that you are too. Listen, 24K Life is all about bringing you these type of interviews that will help you to advance your life. Tom just hit me up and said he'll do it for the entire family. He'll do it for your family. So email him, and reach out. Understand that if you don't, no one will. And he's 100% right. I can't do it for my cousin. He needs to do it for himself if he truly wants to be healed, if he truly wants to be better, if he truly wants to be 24K, he needs to send his own energy out to say, bring that back to me with healing possibilities. Hey, Scalar Lighting, I'm a fan. I'm a believer, and I'm going to be a bigger believer once I try it. So I'm Derick Gant. I want you to be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. Have an amazing day. Hey, if you like this interview, please like it, share it, and come back for our next episode. Make sure you hit the notification button. Talk to you very soon.